Kosua na ti era one radio empenyini say yensoma na motenten yesoma banyasafo era one radio yedin nsem anomuaye ebrem.
Good evening, Era One radio listeners. We are live on Facebook and YouTube this very Saturday. Today promises to be a very nice program, and may we studio have it Dr. Penibi na mprempren may introduce na yako enyimre ya addition so say mo amutati en Era One say health is worth protecting the patient say wa pomudin wonkwa eye wusikanya na so ahudie. So wonkwa wo wade wonkwa wonkɔ hospital pii enkototo tondro emboka nti so wonkwa na wade nti bia obeye bia obetumi ama wonkwa no ejina so no ene ne ehia nti yembo ho ban nti enyimrei yebeka anase brunbes yebe discussion bi concerning heart disease yeka say heart disease anasa akomayare a what exactly do we mean na aya na mere ye different bi o say obi say then the contract heart or patches and around for say akoma apeche nti yenim say enyimre ene ne yebeka nti me ne Dr. Kwame Ntim ewo studio wa ba several times nti onye ho kra nti mo am 30 year one health program no bi on Dr. Ostus ana say Dr. Nesopoko Ajimeye program nti munim no nti on pese mede nanim pii but bi mo ho so ende ye foforo a mutie na se mo hu nti bi a meye a little introduction because uno bi nam na say one should introduce no be who say hey papa no ko your friend is saying me pese wo be kas papa no studio your friend is saying nti me quick introduction na ya koso nti mo amatie dada ne it will be a repetition. All right, nti kasa ho ani Dr. Kwame Ntim a on hwan well Ghana no say wotu obi Kwame a e chese ye wo no memenda ene nkofo pii kasa memenda ye da ye wo Nyankopon nti chese Nyankopon bapa no studio ho no Kwame Ntim ene osi ho no ena oye endocrinologist or a doctor or specializing in the diagnosis and treatment of hormone-related disease and conditions. Here can hormones here. Inipeduan chemicals and now mojamu the message is called bebia momoye necessary. And that is what we talk about endocrinology. And now or your individual beer conditions a fat endocrinology about your body or your expert. And the areas are here, BBT say the endocrine system in relation to diabetes mellitus, thyroid dysfunction, obesity, osteoporosis, adrenal disorders, lipid disorders, metabolic abnormalities, growth disorders, and sexual function, and reproduction. When you know you be or your endocrine so to me, magic be medical magic be it me sure at the quam. Elko who nipedu. And you're training or Ghana or you're in the medical school of Ghana, or Kolibusu so additional be or and now I the internal medicine or resident kind of residency or internship or St. Agnes Hospital or Baltimore, Maryland. And now and the kind of so or in the fellowship or University of Florida. I work Gainesville, actually I work Florida. And Sisian on Ankasa or in the practice until we call it private practice. All right, until you may introduce the kakrano. Mema on Ankasa I may opening remarks. Na yato aso me so medi a program which I'm in medi Charles Boyce and see a cancer heart disease that is any day ebi mu say it's a disorder affect ya koma no but on cancer T hair or specialty there you be define or be chimache and then the person me chem say so na say information technology wo call internet be bia additional p wo hongo for yesterday so more pity go into betumi read be about your situation. But enupono entise wenya doctor nkasa or tiha practical obetumi actually much entise who we do internet is kwana it's not the same as having the person sitting here and explaining what the process is. We are blessed and lucky so no nkasa tiha obetumi actually much enti say yakasta syllabus and I say our goals for today are we're going to be looking at the prevalence of heart disease. We'll also look at the definition, we'll be defined. And now back at the etiology. What is etiology? The causes how our name come into being and I say affect him. Or better also akasa about symptoms. Then the memo who say was akumaya rebi. And risk factors. Nema which means chances are developing to such disease. And our back how after all no back say okay, when you be how do you prevent it or what are the interventions if we are not chief obese wa born tough and was summarize bibia enti em some akasa pi enti mama Dr. Ntim ama opening remarks in final fan the bay any stem say ma memma no kwan mo no ankasa go through a syllabus na yesterday wa ha no bia in between me the questions be shame and etie for so mo share na say mo tie number as I call here 240-280-2633 Mrs. Biom 240-280-2633 and then so person text here 510-931-0946 what text studio ha yen sabe can here read the question bia na say contribution na say person wo de kan bia no ekwan dem sisi anama Dr. Ntim no ankasa lecturer no wa lecturing over all the topics now into questions bi o ma let's say be studio no ma na me so me dia we Dr. Ntim and the ekwan so a ni nya wo dia
yo me nyam dase Dr. Boyce me dase na nyame adom wa ye kwan biom say be say sua bibi biom na de no heart disease asem na ese ka na heart disease no de mani hu hia no nyina ye beka ho asem ahu se de esi affect yen na ye wie kura na yetime hu de betime bia ya ye de bebo ye ho ban se de Dr. Boyce nka ye no nti no obi bu sakra say heart disease no kura na adinti kura na hu hia say ese ka ho asem a the dikan pa ne say eye ade hu hia because ekunipa ye pa so her statistics in the United States has say na amo say nipa 94 nipa 9 bia mewu bia no emu baako because of heart disease into 1 out of every 4 death heart disease na meka heart disease anasa akomayare na yakan kese sa no kra e kyerɛ sɛ Dr. Boyce it ho kakra ma ehu sɛ conditions bebre affect akoma no na yɛka sɛ conditions a kyerɛ sɛ normal etimi say akoma no na sɛ akoma no so de any powerhouse of the body nanso no United States anase ewiase mfanan bebre no the most common type of heart disease and ebeka ho asem besusu dua kese no the friend of coronary artery disease yeka coronary artery disease a ye kan say your friend saying heart disease na edimitme the going to be because bia menya heart attack into no person empe na person misusu dua kese seems the kind heart disease here a big broad term fat nipa no may affect heart but then the best can want some here the friend coronary artery disease because I know in a nipa intino say your cause why people say na how common and our prevalence of heart disease what you crew here team or has say no saying and I say we are seem has say saying your friend saying say who so be about you say she no asensu asi wo de ho if you say kasi America hankwa na nya America hankwa we are seeing for na nyina no heart disease very very common nti say number 1 crowd baby to say there has say number 1 na e bi wo baby fan we are seeing for na nyina nti no me di kan ka say number 1 cause of death wo mbema nya mbema nko emba any nipa su nyina mo different racial and ethnic groups in America. I'm say di kan kai emre atwam won ye ka diabetes ho asem afin so ka prostate cancer ho asem ehun say sometimes some races be one my more common wo mu sin others but heart disease there ntwe obi enjoy ye common wo bia mu nti ehun hia say your friends say ye hu ho asem ye the cost bioma you see every 36 seconds into influence clock ke akọ 36 no nipa baako iwu from heart disease was ekroye etimu nti no ukabo ma na yesen amuka say on the average about 659,000 people in the United States die from heart disease every year nti no hia yakọ be 700,000 and as in kind number nipa mawu from COVID-19 we know who are we no topic COVID because we have 659,000 in 1 year, which is 1 in every 4 deaths. You know, your statistics no na near car. Your friend say nipa wunkwa ehun hia but ultimo say esa bo nipa aba esa bo kro no so kaye. Ebo ekro no kaye bo nipa your friend say nipa ka se bia obi onya heart disease na ebo ne ka ebo na busuafo etimi to no ma bebre de to chima Now, amoye calculation now in 2016, amu say $363 billion. Ena amu nipa used to US between 2016 and 2017. In just 1 year no, $363 billion. Meaning say we can crowd with three more. We your friends okay
Pipim.
opepem ha. Nti no we say okay can
No, pipi.
opepe ene aka no. Nti no saa we ni wode aka ne nyinaa ɛyɛ health cost sɛ nipa yare akɔda hospital woka aduru a yɛde ma mokɔ ɛne sɛ bi a wayare nti bi a wontimi nkɔ adwuma na wonkɔyɛ adwuma no ne nyinaa de bom a ɛna ne nyinaa amount to saa we sɛ nti na ho aba mfa so sɛ eduru February bosomi ɛtɔ so mmienu no a afi bia mu no yɛtu saa da no asi hɔnom ana yɛtu saa bosomi no nyinaa menka sɛ bosomi no nyinaa yɛtu asi hɔnom a yɛde ka akoma ho yare saa na ho hia sɛ enti no ho hia sɛ bɛka saa yare ho ama yɛtuma bɔ ho ban enti no the next most important question fi sɛ ho hia sɛ ka ne sɛ yes it was say na saa coronary artery disease no kra no ɛne ne den ɛyɛ den yɛse heart disease akoma yare coronary artery disease and so de adeɛ enti no yɛnim sɛ yɛdi ka ka sɛ ɛne ne the most common type of heart disease. The heart disease in a big umbrella in a way the most common type of heart disease in the United States. Now, your friend sometimes and so the dimba quite out to know your friend is ischemic heart disease. Now, the yen say yakuma mono when you say yakuma na it is a pump. I say pump na now mojana edi mu afrusane ni nyina no ene na ayɛ sɛ pampa pump saa mogya ni nyina edi fa yɛ mu kɔ yɛ tiri mu kɔ yɛ ntiri ni nyina mu na saa mogya saa pump yene ɔno anka ne blood vessels and ɔno ntiri na a supply no with blood no saa pump no saa ntiri no sɛ ɛho tɔ kyima na sɛ pump no ntimi nya sɛdeɛ ɛsɛ nya your friends etimi pampe mogya ne yie na saa ntini no etochima na esia ɛne na efrɛ no ɛne cause coronary artery disease no nti yɛmfa no sɛ bia ayɛ bia water pump water works na hɔnom na pump kɛse a friends etimi pampe nsuo no supply nsuo no ba fie na ha saa pump akɛse na supply nsuo no ba fie na bi ayisu gas bi ayisu diesel bi ayisu petrol bi ayisu bibi na afei wa hwɛ na petrol na ɛfa rubbers na tubes na escop come up saa pump na sɛ bi a pipe ni bi apai ana sɛ pipe ni bi akosi na saa pump ntimi mpampe a wofi sɛ nsuo na supply konkrofo fie no ni nyinaa bɛto kyima ntimi nsi na saa na analogy ne tie nti no analogy na me say ntutu na me ato ho no pump ne heart no na supply type pipes na the friends and gas and petrol and diesel form na ma sa pump ne timi pump no ene say ntini na nyame ampangu na say kosia na ma pump no ejai moja na supply no nti no die na kwa ne timi si say ntini ye frɛ bibi plaque ade a ye hu say ultimately building up your friends and pipes you want a friend arteries your body your friend arteries that pump arteries you know your friends saying plaque it may cut them it I say bibi ada I say what type pipe mu a bibi akɔ them ama your friends saying apoto bibiri anase bibi asi pipe no ta apoto bibiri me de tutu hu e friend plaque. That's our plaque, it means see blood vessels. It means see blood vessels here. When you are not mojani to me and call baby, I say a call a command. It means call a command moon, the nanny, the iron say, your friends saying, your friends are commando. Then a bit judge my na say, a bit coso, mojani, study. I say, and when I timiko see sad, the deca woman. I need a cholesterol. Cholesterol, I say, by a vacancy, me sure say being a cheap custom, because cholesterol, any cholesterol, other substances, to me call your friends saying, bomb with cholesterol na ka see arteries no mo e see arteries no mo sa na say arteries no narrow na say block a after na akoma ntimi nya your friend saying moja ana say ahoɔden na akoma ne hia na ɔno de bɛyɛ n'adwuma no na saa moja ne mba hwehwɛ ntina akoma no ebem atochima ana say ewu. Into that process.
Doctor, let me ask a question. Let me ask a question quickly. Answer me real. What can be about plug? No, so plug we no. The same as infant says. So call a year. Who dentist? Unse dentist no. Catch him to make so. O send plug about home. Nim say na Ghana for say o see a pro and so plug. The same build up and one that build up in your arteries now. That's the way different.
Good question. Your friends are plaque na building or sing honum no. Bacteria and no bacteria near be a diania udidi when you choose in a year and I went to many from you choose and then a build your friends and analogy a very similar. Now sometimes in some bacteria near who sa plaque na a what your friends saying the what yana way a sing hono I intimate yana sometimes you who says our bacteria need be what a command diano into no way no when your friends say a similar but we no plaque we no a cholesterol a d yana your friend saying I could die into no. You use the same word, but the idea is very, very similar. It's similar we say, but besides bacteria, no, the difference is about only a biania, antimon digestia, a car, a kika, or somewhere intimate for a way, your friend said biania, a co mojanum, in a hakoda into.
Okay.
It is that process your friend atherosclerosis. Na ye no free one ma den to be because anamokra menya heart attack akura be dem hu se anase makoma no kra tochima de na metime hunu amama bo me ho ban de na betime hunu amama bo me ho ban nti de edi kan kese pa ye frɛ no angina anase chest pain ye ka chest pain na em se nyina ye nim de kire okoko wenya se okoko ya. And only the most common your friends and symptom nipa bebre moment heart problem obenya e bi ka ho de e be ka ho asem no je na esie angina any say your friends say yo tubes na make di kan arteries no emu asi but in sinwe no moja timi kakra fam ema akoma na hoden enso no because moja na ese nke form ma ahomana hoden endorse no who say your friends say intrino anase muscle no nka say akomana muscle no entimi nye adwuma na ese ye ntino yankopon ahihye ne say na ebo kaye say ebi anu anya pain ni bi varied ebi onuma pain ni ye say bia okoko no na ese bibi obi be maka cho se bi ase osono bi tim koko ana se bibi imia say who pressure pressure wo koko no usually wo left side left side nkwa wo left side na na ho na heart no kese no the muscles no wo na the muscle kese na ye adwuma na pump call your friends your whole body no e wo no into bo se na bi wo na ase obi maka cho se bibi imia no and only number 1 cause a kire say your friends obi benya heart attack because who say bibi say na say open who asamoka then say most of the time no my friends say plaque no enya si tokro ni nyina completely and because si tokro ni nyina si friends say tube ni completely no ntino moja kakra fam ntino nyame adom e kire o say so pe bibi ye because one bibi ye na say ade ni ko si complete dia na your friends say and your friend heart attack na sometimes
No,
waboka na say asem na yedin wan hwe yi ana say de be ase na ye nya asem papa sometimes you know you say akoma no so na boa ye ma etimi nya moja timi fru sane wo ye mu ko ba bi a ehia no ye muscles ne your friends said ye dimi ye adwuma ne de ye ni nya ntino we say akoma no timi mpompe se de esimi nya na I said ye bi a wa bi o pipe no na nsuo no ye teta na e bank tinkete sa your friends saying pumping station no heart intimi pumping into no nsuo no but said the emba with na say pa no nti utumi yes anu say wuzi bi apese obi a opeso de bibi a ebi a wubu nsuo de adware a na so obu nsuo ye na e bank kakra itimi lead to weakness nti no be say wa opa hoden de aye bibi bi a okotumni ka na so ko nante ana upija de bi a wo bo obi ama wo say na wo ye kakra na wo ese oji ahome eno no ya de ba ko a your friend say nti bi a wo anya chest pain na say bi a wo ho na say na say me ya de kakra bi adwuma na nke bi anka mitimi ye nti say me start ye kakra bi ana your friend say mabre die pa na ekoso eno no ye your friend say any one indication so we dey tell doctor now say bi a heart disease and na say coronary artery disease e start to dey your friend say atherosclerosis na e bi a na e bi aba wo kwan mo ebi omso no wonu say adwene no enso ye ade ba ko ehia moja yie adwene no na your friends akoma no pompe moja ne bi ntumi koya adwene no mo nti no sometimes we say na ebi woni so ye busy ebi ana wa ye dizzy woni so brio o ye bibi ga kan woni so brio and you so timi ye another type of your friends saying heart disease na say heart attack coronary artery disease no the symptom back on sometimes in crime ebi won maybe one na ebi ana obi bofro no odidi wi a na no bofro no menka say bofro bi a che say your friends saying e je say when you heart disease but sometimes you know and you see another symptom itimi deba and I say bi ana oye bibi ana cold sweat infifre etene na wo bibi oye adwuma na bibi ana kwanya cold sweat I mean obi aye adwuma ififre bete no e normal we say because your body no it tries to be cool it down so wo hosa na all of a sudden when you cold sweater and no na so when you other symptoms and ye bibi a eso wo hwe kan ye afen so no sometimes the boys and na wa betty or arms and also shoulder especially or left side you know into left shoulder e bia na so wo pain na kohonom e na boni be ka say radiate kohonom and no ya dia ba ko a into na say ka symptom e ka normal risk factors no one na wo sa no man bia hu hia say wo be pe ho asem aka ina afen so medical ka shortness of breath weakness wo ho shortness of breath weakness ni say unia hoden ade bibi na shortness of breath ni so ni say uye bibi kakra bia na wo gi ahome for to say de bia unya bibi kra bia steps kakra bi na wo ye ya unante course kakra bia na na untimi nji ahome now eno be betimi the shortness but asthma obi wo asthma untimi nji ahome eno nyina wo ho no shortness of breath I want to ask you no so ope ho asem maye ka ho asem na say saade we toso koso a na say your friend saying one pe ho asem an kana say ekoso a ma akoma no ne muscle no brassy nti no akoma no say the osi be pump blood no brassy nti na esa na ebia wanya bibia toni ni kan say heart failure no nye heart attack heart failure ni ye say heart ni ntimi pompe friends say moja nti esa na ebia na wona ase aswele na say atatai ana say uye bibi kakra bia no abre nti no heart disease no mu ba kon ye heart failure no ade ba kon e de ba nye no nko na de ba ade ba kon e de ba ye coronary artery disease na yaka ho asem ntimi mbon tofa wa ha say normal na ye ka ho asem ye symptoms ye say ehwe ni ye number 1 ye chest pain and as a chest discomfort number 2 ye weakness wa bra on ti ase number 3 lightheadedness and as a dizziness number 4 nausea and as a feel say bia we are now boa fno and as a cold sweat na afin so ye hu say pain unya pain wo obetimu usually the left shoulder and I say shortness of breath we be an age a home for and I say no way in pan can a cost utimi lady into heart failure maybe our nasi as well and I say at that time and in no a dear heart your friends heart coronary disease itimi a manifest as we say be metima consult to me say be a question be unity wo hono a say
maybe a question quickly maybe before that no let me take a quick a commercial ad na if you want my ba me question also yes it's okay
Osuwa na ti era one radio empenyini say yensoma na motenten yesoma banyasafo era one radio yɛde nsɛm anomuayɛ ɛbrɛ mu.
You are here for Enyimremuti Era One Radio. You were Facebook and YouTube live, and almost some modern Ghana radio. And mobile to me at Yanka. Dr. Ostus so as well, both studio Nechi, Ochinchime Filina, Dr. Ostus, the Asida, CPC, yeah, the man. And here for what episode journey a line, and also be our question, me, Dr. Intima. Number near 240-280-2633. And as up as our text so at 510-931-0946. And in brain, Yamia Dom Dr. Intima Becca and Sana say, Kwame for now, because Yankupo Dino, Usha Kwame, be a friend, will be a friend of Kwame now with the need any respect. Man, into Imbre Dr. Intima May, the prevalence of heart disease, how commonly it happens or occurs. We define it because we are now what question be about heart disease, coronary artery disease, arteriosclerosis, no part say a plug in a formal where in intinum because I said Mujan Ushe nipa na artery to say pipes no kind no and the Mujan in name so just a pipe who inside now block a kuko a can sample a memory and I say kuku memories and focus and aye mu nyina mana into influence and here because yes and if you mojan force pass a bit me pushy actually force be pushy mojan afem but because a war resistance near my war one equity war into so na so hwe nti aduane bia obedi bia so na okan ne srade nam ye nuanum ye ma ye pesa de nam ne ukoto brodo ya se butter bread na ka say friend butter bread na wasan so ato imagine butter no we tin chance no anasa rubber half now they are pump brodemu no was answer kwa chikosua chibom then so they are fair so we live good na wie no enya papa because what training o block no wo dey start the nam ne suya ne chichinga ne enya wo pefe so se see how we are branch na so akete na wo jiwani o na mmom ewie ye no into ame ye hu se na we nyina eba into me question maybe say doctor intim my statistics about US and I say how this thing occurs until we share a man and man who must heart disease affect them most.
Okay, good question. Dear you who say Bema heart disease starting term Bema after the age of 40 who say numbers of heart disease starting. And so banum pese jam honum science almost the after menopause and after 50 when I was almost the end start year at the end of the day number one cause for both men and women remember the starting term now and ban so the catch up after 50 into no say be between 40 and 50 if you have whom bema me brea so when you be heart attack and heart disease bema. But after 50 now ban numbers and so I catch up. It is our question my go to next part your friends and become one I friend risk factors. Until risk factors ya dear who hear ye. Do you say friends saying say obi aka bibi na say who say a be a found one. Who person who say asem cry fine ho me ho ana say mfa me ho ade me nipa mo ka heart attack mo ka heart disease me dey na fi so di kan no me dey me a young person tin bi ana etimnya bibia nti no normal be na ese me hunu say bi asa ade bi wo me mu ana say who say ese me da me ho yie efi say man hwe me ho yie a asem betima di me na number 1 normal me ensa bi wo ho no man hunu wo hase a mo wo USA out of almost 50%, actually number near 47%. Out of 47% of ngofua emunya heart attack into yini ofani pano edua ofani pattern I move 5 was at least one of these risk factors. One of the risk factors the decline high blood pressure. Moja broswo kwa na isi moja your friends checking the pressure was my pressure was low and here number 1. And I said number 2, cholesterol, SOD can be. Cholesterol, no, either say out of 47% for or at least one, it be no high blood pressure, and I say be our cholesterol. Now, so no, the third thing, and so honor, say be an independent smoker, if I call smoke or tree cigarette, and I say, your friend saying, or 10 be an BBC, no. So no man saying it contribute 47% of people who are at least one of these 3 risk factors. Then you honor a bibium saka home. nti no sɛ bia saa anoma mmiɛnsa ususu fi sɛ oni bia ɛne tie deɛ ɛkɔ soɔ na fa bɔ ho ban. Number 4 deɛ ka ho yɛ diabetes. Diabetes yɛ di kan mmerɛ bi atwa mu yɛ discuss diabetes wɔ yɛ friends yɛ radio so yɛ program so. Nti no diabetes yɛ adeɛ baako a ɛno nso increase risk factors no. Deɛ ka ho biom yɛ overweight and obesity. ɛne ne sɛ wayɛ kɛse aboro soɔ yɛ friends sɛ nim sɛ Nyankopɔn ɔbɔ yɛ nyinaa the same size, ebinom so ebinom yɛ tea nso no obiara sɛ within class ɔyɛ kɛse ɔmu odu kra na yɛ friends wobɛtumi ayɛ kɛseɛ no aboro so. In afei nso no yɛ kan no wie a ɛne Dr. Boyce di kan yɛ no unhealthy diet it yɛbɛka ɛbɛno ho kakra aduane a wɔadie no ɛno nso ka ho bi yie. Na afei physical inactivity yɛka physical inactivity a ɔmo yɛ mu bebree aduane yɛkɔ ne yɛba nti ɛnya time obiara mfa nyɛ exercise. Now your friends say wokɔ na woba na sɛ wogyina na so yɛ adwuma a ne nyinaa yɛ good activity, a physical activity, but ɛbɛka sɛ ɛbɛka exercise ho asɛm kakra. ɛna yɛsɛ hu sɛ alcohol, excessive use of alcohol, nkɔfoɔ a wonnom nsa ama na boro so a saa excessive use of alcohol no also contribute to another risk factor. Nanso yɛyi saa risk factors yi nyinaa firi hɔ no a saa normal way nyinaa frɛ no modifiable risk factor. Ɛyɛ risk factors yɛbɛtumi ayɛ ho biribi ɛno yɛbɛtumi ayɛ ho biribi, but mmienu a mɛka ho asɛm deɛ yɛntumi nyɛ ho biribiara ɛno deɛ di kan yɛ age. Yɛn nyinaa yɛmpo yɛbɛnyini nti no sɛ ɛnɛ bi a wadi 20 a ɔkyena wonim na bi a wadi kana akɔkɔ 30 40 na wokɔ 50. Yɛn nyinaa Nyankopɔn ba yɛn nko adeɛ yɛkɔ so a yɛnyini yɛ advance yɛn yɛn age. Nti no age yɛ another risk factor, but me sɛ mede kan no yɛntumi nyɛ ho hwee. Another risk factor yɛ family history. Yɛnim sɛ ebinom wɔ hɔnom a ɛmo abusua mu no amo wɔ high heart attack rate wɔ mu. Nti na bi a younger people menka no sɛ bi a ɔmo nkyerɛ da nyini yɛkora na who expect sɛ wobɛnya heart attack wɔ saa nkurɔfoɔ mu no na ɛmo saa age ebi a below 40 ana early 40s na ɛbɛtumi anya heart attack. Wei yɛ mo genetic makeup ɛno no ntumi nyɛ ho hwee. Nti deɛ ɛbɛyɛtumi ayɛ ho hwee yɛbɛtumi ayɛ ho biribi no ɛno na yɛbɛpɛnsɛmpɛnsɛm mu na yɛbɛka ho asɛm yi ne ahwɛ sɛ deɛ yɛbɛtumi ayɛ afa ho. Nti no deɛ di kan a yɛbɛtumi ayɛ ho biribi the boys in so asutire kakra aduane a yɛdie. Ohun aduane yɛdie no ho hia yie because if you say aduane yɛdie no eboa yɛn ma yɛtumi ma yɛ ahoɔden. Then so no etimi lead to other conditions and also other problems. Nti na amoyɛ mpɛnsɛmpɛnsɛm mu no yɛhunu na yɛsure sɛ mmetwa mu no yɛka diabetes ho asɛm, yɛka ho asɛm, yɛsaka prostate cancer ho asɛm, so yɛka saa aduane ho asɛm. Yɛhu sɛ fruits and vegetables the Nyankopɔn yɛ ma Adam and Eve wɔ Garden of Eden sɛ ɛno na mu ndie no ɛfrɛ no fruits and vegetables no saa aduane no ɛboa yie. Ɛboa prevent anaasɛ ɔmo di ɔmo sɛ ɔmo di more fruits and vegetables no reduce risk of heart attacks. Nti na nɛɛ ɛsɛ yɛyere yɛn ho na yɛdidi a yɛde fruits no bi ka ho na yɛde vegetables no nso bi ka ho na ebinom wɔ hɔ ma nso bi yɛ friend sɛn wɔne ne ka sɛ ɔmfa vegetables obetumi aka kyerɛ sɛ bi ɔnya apɔnkye ana ɔnyɛ odwan na aka kyerɛ sɛ ɔnyɛ salad. So saa vegetables ni bebree no ɛboa yie. And number 2, you say fiber no usually no fiber no ade a benya wo vegetables mu yie. Now me say bia bebree a monim say ana cereal bia mo catch you say mo catch you say whole grain cereal mo catch you say bia Cheerios boa preventing heart attack. Ni nyina ne say saa Cheerios no omo the whole grain nti fiber wom. Nti no wopɛ so wokɔgye cereal a wohwɛ cereal no a hwɛ fiber content no wotumi increase wo fiber ɛboa yie. Fiber yɛ ade a ɛboa yɛ friends same si di kan kae no fruits and vegetables for fiber. Nti no fiber yɛ ade a ɛboa wɔ saa kwan no so yie paa. Hina your cost why can't be afraid be glycemic index. Your cast glycemic index your can't aduane a starches anaasɛ sugar absorb no nyɛ ne nyinaa nyɛ pɛ nti no yɛsikyire ankasa a yɛdie no ɛho hia yie ade nti na ɛsikyire ho hia sɛ bia sɛ sɛ wowɔ diabetes anaasɛ wowɔ ɛsikyire yare a wodi ɛsikyire a ɛsikyire no ma sugar no kɔ soro ne yɛdi kan ka sɛ diabetes tutumi contribute to heart attack anaasɛ heart disease nti no aduane a ɛyɛ dɔkɔdɔkɔ bebree ɛyɛ sugar no mboa yɛn menka sɛ fruits enim sɛ fruits yɛ sweet na saa fruits no wɔ natural sugars saa natural sugars no yɛ adeɛ a ɛboa nanso no sɛ bianka yɛfa ahwedeɛ na sɛ bia sɛ nkobi bɛ so ɔwe ahwedeɛ a wofa ahwedeɛ a wawe na bia wawe deɛ baako anaasɛ bibi watwa ne pɔ baako bi awie nanso nso ka so fa asikyire a egu aduane mu akoko mu anaasɛ wesi a ebi a na wofa ahwedeɛ bɛyɛ 5 anaa 6 na betumi akyi mu anya saa sugar no nti wohwɛ a saa sugar na a yɛadie no ɛsɛ ɛhwɛ ne yie ɛna afei nso your friends sɛ sradeɛ Dr. Boysen eka ho asɛm kakra yɛwɔ bibi mono unsaturated fat your friends sɛ sradeɛ a ɛboa kakra ɛsen sradeɛ a ɛfrɛ no trans fatty acids and saturated fats. Saturated fats no mostly in yenya animal products no. Nti no saa fats no itimi converted to sa friends saying you can say cholesterol no na aform sa plaque ya e called dying ye arteries no mo. But so you say sradeɛ no nyina nyɛ pɛ ebinom yɛ bi wɔ yɛn ho sɛ ɛboa ɛfrɛ no omega-3 fatty acids omega-3 fatty acids no enu nya free bi a fish mu nti no fish yɛ sɛ bi a obewe nam a fish yɛ better fish no mean ka sɛ no need no problems friends they are concerns about other things with fish but fish wɔ omega-3 fatty acids ɛsaa wɔ plant source any supplements bi wɔ so of fish oil saa omega-3 fatty acids na ɛkwan bi no so no yɛhu sɛ ɛboa yie ɛboa wɔ kwan bi a ɛtumi prevent your friends saying heart attack nti no sɛ yɛfa aduane mu a minsa nsisu bio mu yɛka fruits and vegetables yɛka fiber yɛka aduane a ɛwɔ less sugar wɔ mu na yɛsa ka your friends sradeɛ no I way aduane mu no say you're very careful about it especially animal fat ni aka say plant fat any fish fat no I friend omega-3 fatty acids no no eboa nti yes our risk factor we for healthy eating and as a diet in free one ma next thing yes smoking me pesa ka say nipa bebre your friends say nyame adom your body will fa cigarette ne say the ensim buana they say no amanipa bebre ate number of times nipa mo smoke no bafem but sala nipa bebre nso sa smoke ne hu say eba heart disease mo a smoking it causes a lot of problem with heart disease mo you say cause cancer ne de kika ka ho but smoking ne heart disease I must say it's never too late to quit anti-america says never too late to quit say bia u smoke a na say u jai smoking for at least 1 month and the first 1 month in the you start noticing benefits it's never too late to quit o quit smoking a kwan so be break me point na you can sometimes na den say nipa wa habits bi na em den say embejai but smoking cessation is one thing a boy ye or heart disease ina you can say hypertension and I say we can say pressure blood pressure no cause no in the hypertension cry no dear because you say nipa for 47 1 out of 3 people 1 out of your friends and 4.7 people bia your friends hypertension and I say normal medical smoking and I say cholesterol into no hypertension no den cry say no new definition and see by American Heart Association any American cardiology your friends heart for no can say blood pressure with a blood pressure corner can check him out near can number B was wrong near can number me near can number me your friend is systolic pressure nti sɛ wo sɛ saa systolic pressure bi obi sɛ me blood pressure cry 120/80 ha saa ɛsoro number no a meka no sɛ ɛboro 130 so a na hu sɛ your friends say wo yɛ aduru hypertension your friends say so timi keeping below 130 wo soro hɔ no na ɛfam deɛ no nso no koraa no yɛ pɛ sɛ keeping it below 80 nti na mo hu sɛ pressure no kɔ soro saa no ɛboro so saa no na sɛ asɛm yɛ aba nti no blood pressure no ɛsɛ timi keeping it below 130/80 ina amohu sɛ your friends blood pressure no ɛnyɛ sɛ in isolation keke obi wɔ diabetes anaasɛ obi wɔ friends the kidneys anaasɛ the kidneys nyɛ adwuma a ɛno koraa no blood pressure na ɛsɛ ba fam more and obi wɔ heart disease a apɛ blood pressure no koraa no ɛtumi ba fam kakra ɛsen saa no nti no blood pressure no adeɛ baako ɛbɛtumi ayɛ a ɛfa aduanedie ho no yɛ nkyene a yɛdie blood pressure nkeka blood pressure ho asɛm ɛtumi sɛ saa fruits and vegetables ne nyinaa yɛ sometimes no ebi a yɛnyɛ aduane na yɛde nkyene kakra ɛpetepete so kakra saa nkyene no yɛdi nkyene bebree ɛtumi ma yɛn pressure no ɛkɔ soro yie nti sɛ bi a obi bɛka sɛ bi a yɛtua me nkyene na ɛnyɛ ne nyinaa ne sɛ bi a yɛmpɛ sɛ pressure no ɛkɔ soro bebree na afei yi blood pressure free hɔ nom a na afei yɛka cholesterol no yɛdi ka aka ho asɛm dada wɔ aduane a yɛdi ho yɛka sɛ plant oils no yɛ better ɛsen animal oils no nti bi a olive oil anaasɛ ɔno aduane anaasɛ bi a yɛ friends canola oil anaasɛ ngo bi a wode yɛ biara no ɛne yɛ better sen sɛ bi a obi akɔfa bi a your friends animal butter no ɔte afa ne brodo mu sɛdeɛ Dr. Boysen kaeɛ no na ɛno cholesterol no normal a ɛtumi saa boa saa cholesterol no nso ne nkɔ soro bebree no yɛdi kan no yɛaka aduane but afei nso activity anaa physical activity a mobɛkɔ so yi ɛno nso boa ɛtumi reduce cholesterol no na sometimes no unfortunately no I want to aso aba ne bɔne a ɛwɔ wiase sometimes no ebinom wɔ hɔ no ma body no make more cholesterol than your friends ebi onyɛ sɛ aduane odie ebi a na aduane odie no ho tie nso no na ebi a the cholesterol no friends I want to aso no your friends ne cholesterol no wɔ soro kakra saa nkrɔfoɔ no anaasɛ ehu bibi saa na nyame akyɛ ade a yɛwɔ aduru a yɛtumi de saa cholesterol no eba fam kakra friends amu yɛ mpɛnsɛmpɛnsɛmu a mohwɛ broni bɛka sɛ ɔmo yɛ studies no ɛma hu sɛ saa enduro no ɛtumi boa ɛma ne tumi ɛte yɛ friends nkrɔfoɔ cholesterol no so na ɛtumi te nkrɔfoɔ cholesterol no so a ɛtumi nso boa ɛma ne prevent heart attack na unu sɛ ɛduro biara nipa bɛyɛ biara no ɛwɔ side effect nti sɛ nka bɛtumi natural na nka wɔtumi de aba fam a ɛno no boa pepree sen ɛduro nso sometimes no ɛduru baabi a na yɛ sɛ yɛde yɛni kɔdan aduro kakra na yɛde boa yɛntini no nti no cholesterol no nso no deɛ no na afei yɛkɔ physical activity na physical activity no ɛyɛ yie sɛ bi a adwuma a ɔyɛ no ɛyɛ wokɔ na wo froze na wo sane na wo yɛ kɔ na wo ba saa noma no nyinaa ɛboa asogyafoɔ maakye saa noma no nyinaa no boa ebi a woyɛ adwuma woyɛ cashier nti wogyina wo naa so na every minute biara no wokɔ na wo ba ne nyinaa no boa saa physical activity no ɛboa yie nanso no so wotumi yɛ saa noma no wie na sɛ nka wotumi dedicate a little bit of time ma exercise a ɛno nso bɛboa waka ho yie nti yɛka sɛ dedicate time a deɛ nkoraa na yɛka ho asɛm yɛhu nsia mo yɛ mpɛnsɛmpɛnsɛmu hu sɛ woyɛ deɛ fɛ no moderate intensity exercise ɛne ne yɛ sɛ bi a wonante brisk walking anaasɛ soft jogging bi a ɛne yɛ moderate intense exercise nti na wotumi yɛ 30 minutes 5 days a week anaasɛ wotumi yɛ 150 minutes your friends saying a week a ɛboa yie anaasɛ sɛ ɔyɛ vigorous exercise vigorous exercise ɛno no yɛte so mu akakra ɛno yɛka sɛ wotumi yɛ 75 minutes a week a nti ɛno saa no sɛ your friends say woyɛ 15 minutes 5 days a week koraa no a ɛno nso tumi boa wo. The vigorous exercise yɛ deɛ wogyina so a kitikiti na woyɛ na mfifire te wɔ no ɛno no boa wo. Yɛnim sɛ ebinom wɔ hɔnom a ebi akotodwe yareɛ anaasɛ yareɛ bi nti na ebi a ontumi nyɛ exercise. Saa exercise ni yɛ fɛ ba deɛ ɛka ne sɛ ketewa bi yɛ nsua deɛ wobɛtumi ayɛ no ebiara no ɛboa. Ketewa bi yɛ nsua deɛ wobɛtumi ayɛ biara no ɛboa wɔ ahoɔden no mu na ɛboa ma wotumi yɛ yɛ friends ɛtumi boa ma mogya no di afurusane na ɛtumi aboa wo ɛtumi aboa wo heart no ama na ɛtumi ayɛ deɛ ɛsɛeɛ. Nti no yɛka ɛno no wie a na afei ɛsɛ yɛkɔ so ka overweight ne obesity. Overweight ne obesity deɛ ɛne sɛ yɛka ho asɛm pɛn. Ɛho sɛ mu a ɔmoyɛ kɛseɛ ɛboro soɔ no wohu sɛ kɛseɛ bebree no yɛ ana ebi ana yɛ friends aduane no a wodiiɛ no wantumi ambɛne ne nyinaa off. Wantumi anyi so no nyinaa na adane sradeɛ na ɛno na ɛma woyɛ kɛseɛ na akakɔ sɛ awɔhyɛ wo skin ase na ɛna ɛma woyɛ kɛseɛ na anaasɛ bi akakɔhyɛ wo furu no mu hɔ saa na ama osikafuro anaasɛ yɛ friends pot belly. Na saa sradeɛ yɛ ɛtumi kɔda yɛ friends wo heart mu nso. Nti no yɛho sɛ overweight ne
Dr. Tim, I mean, interject kakra, me person we be pub. Mmerɛ pii yɛ Ghanafoɔ no, mmarima no pii fi sɛ wowɔ yɛfunu kɛseɛ a sɛnea wokaeɛ no ɛkyerɛ sɛ ɔmo yɛ adefoɔ, ɔmo wɔ sika anaasɛ it shows the signs of prosperity. Sɛ yɛ mewɔ yɛfunu kɛseɛ nti mena ɛsɛ yɛdi me di nana anasɛ mpakyɛ di bank saa evidence na ɔmo sɛ it's not necessarily true.
Yes. Nti no yana usually the mama fu yɛ kɛseɛ na ebi ana aduane a yɛnyini no yɛduafuru no yɛ kɛseɛ na nso no mboa yɛn wɔn sɛ yɛnyini no nyinaa no yɛ slow down na yɛ friends yɛ yareɛ na ɛkɔ so no nyinaa no ɛba friends mpanyinfoɔ mu sensɛ nkora mu. Nti afuru kɛseɛ no hɔnom no friends fat no anaasradeɛ no kɔda wafuru no a etimi do kɔ problem bebree mu. Ebi yɛ diabetes, ebi yɛ friends your liver na anaasɛ liver crisis your liver na anaasɛ your liver no na brebo na we say akakɔtetare ho fat akakɔtetare ho saa normal organs important organs wo yɛ mu nyinaa no na friends say fat kɔda hɔ no mu a saa deɛ no very bad way adeɛ baako a nkyerɛ healthy living nkyerɛ sɛ wo ahoɔden ebi ebetuma kyerɛ sɛ wo sika because ebi a na wo de sika ne nyinaa wo store wo fum because wo de di aduane enso no nkyerɛ sɛ wo ahoɔden a etimi boa wo sɛ ebi a your friends enti no so wo start lose weight a na so etimi lose body circumference no wo stomach hɔ na etimi boa yie nti no saa ana your friends obi a obi say oh menya sikafuro saa deɛ no misnomer a your friends enya de a say ye timi aspire for cry ibenya cry na say nke ye try say be slim ye timi ama ye furu no enye kese bebre ye nyine no ibehu say bia na ye furu no ye kese kakra but say agiri ye ho ne ma ne nye kese bebre. Into the side no friends very important me that sort otwi madwen si so very important say be hu say enya de a say ascribe for it. Yes diabetes was diabetes and so yes like there be a chair more yesua no me de diabetes ba yesua no me be control diabetes hu hia yie pa say ye be control in diabetes. Into no say kan nyina na de ba ye de bon tofa then ye bon tofa say say Jebetima yani say a prevent heart disease. A prevent heart disease. Na yenya na hoɔden no the betima ya say the best selected living healthy lifestyle. The betima as a living healthy lifestyle. It means a living healthy lifestyle. A prevent and as a reduce blood pressure. A cell reduce your cholesterol. And a cell reduce your sugar levels. Saa noma miensa we ye saa noma miensa etimi increase your heart disease. Into your healthy lifestyle o pressure eba fem a healthy lifestyle na kika ya na aduane ne ebedie ne exercise ebeye ne say ebe lose weight ni nyina a healthy lifestyle na etimi de pressure ba fam etimi de cholesterol ba fam na afei nso no etimi ma sugar nso ba fam say be so diabetes a na adeɛ baako a yɛbɛtumi ayɛ ama yɛn ho ne sɛ yɛ smoke a ɛsɛ yɛ gyae nti no ɛsɛ yɛ choose sɛ yɛbɛdi aduane pa yɛanom nsuo pa manka nsuo a yɛnom ho but bebree no yɛ friend sɛ nipa yɛyi a ofi sɛ nsuo na Nyankopɔn de maa yɛn no ɛsɛ bi a yɛsɛ de chemicals kakra bi gu mu a meka chemicals a meka sɛ adɔkɔdɔkɔdeɛ na bi a yɛ friend sɛ yɛnom ya fanta na sɛ yɛpɛ bi a yɛsɛ meka ne sɛ malt na sɛ ebinom si beer na sɛ we sɛ na efi sɛ ɛsɛ de quench and test bi Nyankopɔn ma yɛ natural water ɛno na ɔyɛ ma yɛn yɛbɛboa nti no ɛsɛ choose healthy foods and drinks na ɛsɛ number 2 no yɛ keep a healthy weight ɛna ɛka yɛ no weight no ɛsɛ yɛn nyinaa yɛtumi hwɛ yɛn height na yɛtumi de try sɛ yɛbɛ keep yɛn weight no within the friend of brony friend BMI no yɛbɛtumi keep it within the normal range nti no your friends say BMI no ho hia nti healthy weight ho hia na ɛsɛ yɛ ho ne dedicated time na de physical activity sɛ ne yɛbɛyɛ na no pose yɛbɛyɛ na awia kakra o sɛ enyimire anaasɛ we ya ɛsɛ yɛpɛmmerɛ kakra na timi de tintin apɔ mu ɛwo tintin apɔ mu a saa muscle na tintin mu no ɛboa o fat ɛboa o nipadua ne nyinaa na sɛ bia sɛ bia wo smoke a na sɛ wodwire ho na wodwire ho yie na wobɔ mpaeɛ na wo Nyankopɔn ma ahoɔden na timi de gyae smoking because smoking na yɛka ho asɛm no ɛmmerɛ sɛ obi a won smoke no ɔbɛka kye obi sɛ o gyae na ade nkwa na wo smoke ɛmmerɛ yie sɛ obetumi aka saa kye obi nso obi a wa smoke for a long time na ya na ɛdin yie because abɛyɛ part of that person nti no ya na bi a yehia ahoɔden bi outside our own body no obi a na timi gya ne saa nti yehia ahoɔden bi a usually no menim sɛ mo gidie sɛ Nyankopɔn ɔsrɛ Nyankopɔn a saa ahoɔden no obetumi de ama afei nso yɛ a lot of professionals a ɔmotimi boa wɔtimi ema wotimi gyae smoking and here one thing a ɛbɛboa nipa bi a o smoke yie nti no yɛ prevent heart disease and now say the next one na final thought am person be jam on say what take charge of your medical conditions take charge of your medical condition nti no who are you in charge nti there na say your friend saying unyi no say ukọ na ye check your cholesterol because sometimes in a be a bit make so me cholesterol yeah and some din kan you know you can say be a ebinu wo kra na am cholesterol na nye say be a aduane bonni amu di ana say e be a chibom ana say bibi na am cholesterol because be a yeah I want to aso na sa na mo genes ne tie nti hu hia yie say wo be check your cholesterol who doctor at least who doctor once a year and say every other year krana na call on na ka chen say so no doctor na anya so doctor mpacho nko abet ba check me cholesterol me pese me hunu see me cholesterol no sitie afei so no control your blood pressure ya ka blood pressure ho asem na saying emo betimi no ebi kura wo cause ebi alcohol drugstore a wutimi ko top blood pressure machine wo ho no ebi a na watch bia se bia once or twice bi kura no wobetimi check your blood pressure ahwe go na me kan ye no esoro dia na less than 130 fm dia no say less than 80 and any ideal goal for blood pressure me can say blood pressure change every day bia into the time I check your blood pressure near time wa home a o your friends say bia news so na bia why ready akakoda na wa friends wa winding down na bibia ni wa dream a wa asan bibia wa dream there but say be our relax and that's the best and that's what so na pa nya fe na dream dia wo kwa adwuma no and so to check your blood pressure at that time so ko diagro ko exercise ba na be check your blood pressure be wosro say bia ukura na yira ma boafu na say wo check and amba ma boafu na so check your blood pressure and be wosro yes that time ni e ka say check your blood pressure na dia toss one say manage your diabetes anye bia say bia or diabetes your kwan bebre a itimi de manage diabetes no healthy dietary choices aduane e die ne exercise ne ye lose weight nyina aboa diabetes no but your friends say duro so wo ho a doctor for betimi de aboa wo na friends so see amon aduro bi nso na say bia ya re your friends saying Yarendi amo edrobi se bi afa for pressure and as fa for diabetes and misrawara you know hunafa because sometimes ne bi on my see ama edro bi I na fa o try em fa na ade chi ana bi ayafa e bi no nom ye no blood pressure na ba fam tu so e bi am blood pressure na ba fam tu no we jatum ujatum sa na emboa pressure no kosro na edi body no mo chima na edi eye we say na fe so no the chat one say work with your healthcare team. With your healthcare team, or doctor now, or nurse, ne pharmacist, ne omo esua de kakra nyame ache mo nimde kakra fa your friends say yare ho no wo put me approach omo no obusa mo de mbetimi ne ma kire wo ekwan e fata ho. Nti no me de besia say on coronary disease no ne meja hanama Dr. Boysen say bia wo question bia opese obusa me edi ana say bia question bia ba free etie for her ya try say be answer.
Yo, Dr. Intim, yeah, that was CP because lecture on my idea. You hear 6 hours to deal with this topic, and at time this is strap. But what in fact, what address the issues in ya? Or be a lady be comment I will make here also. Also, my main kind will say thank you very much for great service. But my problem is if I don't speak Chi, how can I do? What can I do to understand? And so sorry, I better try say you better interpret crack and in future programs no be a de brofono as be mix it. Enti na me what questions are fine, but my na say minti ama menim sa wo na pese o summarizing in brofa and say menya quick, but we just quick a summary. So what Dr. Intim has been saying is that actually he's an endocrinologist. Like I said, he deals with the hormones and the chemicals in the body that help us to stay healthy. But then with his knowledge in this field, he's also a good, heart disease expert. So he's been talking about what the syllabus we have today was to treat the prevalence of heart disease. That is how commonly it happens in our gender, male or female, our races, which of course we didn't have much time to go in depth about that. But then he also described the definition. Sometimes heart disease is interchangeable with coronary artery disease or atherosclerosis. And he explained what the atherosclerosis is, what the atherosclerosis. What it means is that arteries harden, it becomes hardened because of plaque. And that is what you are trying to, eat well. I mean, making sure you are eating your fiber, your vegetables to make sure you are not just plugging your heart with all this, oil and fat and all this saturated fats and all you can think about. He also spoke about the theology, how it caused the sources or the causes of heart disease. He explained all that. And then he talks about the symptoms. How would you know that you're experiencing a heart disease? He mentioned one big factor as angina, which is chest pain. You feel chest pains, and sometimes the left side of your arm begins to be very sore because the blood, the artery on that side is trying to push. Of course, that is the part that pushes blood to the other parts of your body. So he's trying to do with all the force. And he made an analogy of using the pump system. I mean, a water system being pushed into other places, and if it's not having that pressure or if it's being blocked, it can't push as much. And then he also talked about the risk factors. So when it comes to he mentioned that statistically, 47% of the population has risk factors, which includes high blood pressure. And he also mentioned that if you're a smoker, he can't tell you to quit, but his advice is that if you can quit, it will help you because smokers are predisposed to heart disease, and those who have diabetes is also a factor, the sugar levels. And then if you are overweight or obese, he mentioned about the fact that some parts of Africa, if you are a big man, you have a big stomach, these are the people they want to install as chiefs. But then when they install as chief because of a big stomach, you are also being placed at a disadvantage because that is also a factor that you can die early. So don't think by being blessed, let me use the word blessed in quote, being blessed with a big stomach is tantamount to prosperity or riches. In actual fact, in those countries, people are even paying money to slim down. So we have to watch our obesity and overweight. I mean, sometimes I experience that instead of my stomach coming big on the front, it's going sideways. So maybe doctor will explain that later when we come back, why my stomach is protruding to sideways and not frontways. And then he mentioned physical activity as a very good point. We have to be able to exercise. I mean, some experts say exercise a minimum of 3 times a week, and each of those sessions should be about 30 minutes minimum. And I was going to ask a question, but because of that, I'll postpone it. The friends I talked to, and some of them would just jokingly say that, oh, I do a lot of exercise in bed, so I'm fine. No, excuse me, the kids are asleep. But But doing exercise in bed with your wife, that is not tantamount to good exercise. You have to go to the gym or walk outside, like you mentioned, do brisk walking. So some of you men have excuse and say, oh, I do exercise in my bed, so that's a lot of exercise. Please don't use that as an excuse. And he mentioned some modifiable risk factors. You can modify your risk factor. Sometimes your parents might be prone to obesity or overweight, but you can decide and say, me and my generation, we are going to change it because the genes is in your system. But you can change this after by maybe using the external factors, exercise, eating well, and that will overcome the genes in your system. I mean, genes are something that our parents bless us with. You can't do anything about your genes, but you can change your situation by going around it, by modifying your risk factors and eating good, eating the fibers and vegetables. Sometimes we tell our kids to eat vegetables, they don't like it, but that's what is healthy for them. And he talked about living or having a healthy lifestyle. You decide how you want to live because you have only one life to live. And when this body is gone, you can't do anything about it. Your spirit will go to where it came from. Your soul will depart. This body will rot. So if you don't take good care of your body, your soul and spirit cannot even live to fulfill your destiny. So let's decide to choose a very good lifestyle. Eat well, eat vegetable fibers, and make sure you are treating your body well. Somebody says if you don't take your food as medicine, you will later on in life take medicine as your food. I don't know whether I quoted well or I did vice versa. Our time is up, and I know Dr. Osus is behind us. So thank you to all our listeners, and thanks to Chuck Janzu who joined us. My niece joined all the way from UK. Comfort, thank you for joining us. As always, she is always here to support us. Thanks to Osus for giving us the opportunity to present. So, Dr. Intim, thank you very much. Of course, you know you are not a guest. You are a permanent guest. We are coming back again. Just closing remarks. I know you've spoken a lot. You are thirsty. You want to drink, but then give us your closing remarks and then we can sign off. Thank you.
So my closing remarks, if I'm permitted to speak English, is that there's a lot that we have in our power.
Yes, sir.
There's a lot that we have in our power if we decide to live, if we decide we want to live a healthy lifestyle. Now, it's not easy just waking up one day and deciding that you're going to be exercising, but it's going to, the more you do every day, a little bit every day will take you to your destination. Just as you say, Rome was not built in a day. And so we should aspire to try little healthy changes in our lifestyle, be it changes in our diet, one thing at a time, adding one piece at a time. And for all we know, at one point, we'll get to a point where we'll look back and say that we are there. We are living a much healthier lifestyle than we used to do in the past.
Thank you very much, Dr. Intimate. I was saying, Bray, was spending your 1 hour and 3 minutes with us. Of course, I know you have a lot of things to do when you may PSO, but what sacrifice over time when you are better than what church, when you are one genius, but why share with knowledge. So all those of you who listen, please go back to Facebook and YouTube. This was a live broadcast. Go back to YouTube, go and pull the video clip and study. Now information is everywhere. We can get this information from YouTube and Facebook and educate yourself. This time, ignorance is no excuse. You can't tell anybody you were not aware. Knowledge is abounding, so educate yourself. One more time, Dr. Kwame and team, thank you very much. Of course, like I said earlier on, you are coming back. I don't know whether next week, but I know we have a schedule and it's definitely coming back. So to our listeners, thank you very much. And of course, Era One, I don't want to brag anymore that Era One is the best radio station in time, Facebook, but then I didn't say that, but if you want to take it that way, that's fine. We have programs all throughout the day, 24/7. Tonight there's Music Galore playing. Tomorrow we have beautiful program. We have them Common Kitting, the women's program where the four ladies, the quartet, led by Sister Dorcas or 32, come and blow the station up with their discussions. A lovely discussion we want to be on. Mondays we have program, financial program. Our brother Smene comes. Tuesday I come with a divine connection, and our plethora of programs on Era One. Please tune in anytime. Don't even wait to be bored before you check get the app. Go to Play Store, download the app on your radio station, your phone. Anytime we come live, your phone will prompt you. So thank you very much. Have a good evening, have a good weekend, and continue listening to Era One. Dr. Kwame, have a good evening.
Good evening. Thank you very much.
Okay, all right. Bye-bye.
Aden urefiana seo to me manya eni about Aden wasua mani suwa fosunade Aden meba Aden kra ya useni da swasa eni da so